Yeah, over 28 years ago I started. The way I learned this trade was suppliers would find out when I bought my first vacuum system. We'll wait from that. And they would send out your name to people that sold stuff to chimney sweeps. So I'd sit there during commercials and open this book up going, what the is this? What am I going to do with that? Over time, as I got more experience, I could say, I know there's a product to fix this. That was the training that sweeps had. And you're probably saying, well, what the heck is that all about? Well, in the early 1900s, America went to boilers and furnaces. HVAC started in, and people quit using wood stoves, unless they were in the country, and fireplaces were just kind of an ornament. Chimney sweep trade went away. If you wanted it done, you did it yourself. Now, the manual for that was really even less than this. It said, get a long chain, get on the roof, and spin it. That was how you cleaned your and hope to God you didn't burn your house down. And a lot of them did burn down. Somewhere around 1970, people started saying, you know, I've got this hole in the wall and I don't know what to do with it. And there's welders out there going, aha, a market. They started making stoves. In fact, there was over 700 manufacturers of stoves in North America. They sprung up overnight. And homes really started burning down because there were no fire codes. Fire code is like traffic lights. You don't put one up until after enough cars crash. It's still that way today. Codes don't change until there's events. Over time, those 700 plus manufacturers caught the eye of a place called the EPA, and they started saying, you guys are polluting like crazy. You're really stinking up the environment. And they started changing standards, and these companies could not keep up. They just couldn't keep up. Today, there's about 45 manufacturers in the North American continent, and they have to keep reinventing themselves. It's a good thing for our consumers because they're getting much more efficient, better for the environment because we pollute a heck of a lot less, and you have more designs actually to pick from. It's no more just a black box you stuck in your fireplace or set in the corner. Along with that, products started changing. How we clean chimneys today is not by spinning a chain at all. In fact, it's changed dramatically since I started.
Demonstration of flip from that.
Hello. Ah. Nice. This actually, I call it a weed whacker for a chimney sweep, and it literally uses heavy weed whacking string on it. It's called shark tooth. But Martha, can you make that thing activate that one? Can you? We actually rotary clean. That is so much better than what I started with. This down here is the same thing with an awful lot more strands on it. It's called a Medusa. And it's a little wicked. When it spins, they come out and they'll scrub down that chimney in seconds. Over here, I gotta love this name. This is Halloween Revisited. That's called the witch's broom. When it spins, in a fireplace behind the damper, there's an area called the smoke chamber, and it's bell-shaped like the hood over a range. That was a chimney sweep's nightmare trying to clean that thing out. I can do a smoke chamber in about 10 seconds with that tool. That's where our industry has gone. And it keeps going. The problem with all of this is that we're a very unique group. There's 7,000 plus or minus in all of the North American continent. So every tool I buy is almost custom. I mean, that's a small market to engineer and develop something for. So when somebody says, oh, there's nothing to that, it's like, yeah, but that one rod was almost $100 and I need 40 feet. So it gets expensive to stay in touch. Now where are we at? This is what Martha, my employee, myself went through. These are the manuals that are required to become certified. NFPA is your National Fire Protection Agency. This is fire code. It's the greatest thing if you've got insomnia. Just try and read this son of a gun. And it's a small print. This is from the National Guild. This is where the rookie starts learning about the things I already know about, like black widows, yellow jackets, diseases by various animals that we find in the chimneys, and also a lot of safety procedures. And this one, I'm sure that our remodeler would love this book. IRC, International Residential Codes. So we spent a lot of time reading and studying it. Then we spent about 20 hours in class. Then we spent over 3 hours in exams. And I think there was 30 or 40 of us in that class. It was in Denver. Who do you think scored number one in the class? Any guess? You got it. Top of the class, first. Martha scored the highest in that exam. And over half the students were recertifying. They'd already taken the test before. And she waxed them all, including me. No, I came in 4 points behind her. Some of the things we see. This is a nightmare waiting to happen. This is what creosote looks like when I'm looking down a chimney. Creosote ignites at 451 degrees. In a very few seconds, it rises to 700 to 800 degrees. If there's enough of a fuel load like this lower right, that one will go over 3,000 degrees in about 12 seconds. It's like sending a missile off in a house. The flue gets so hot it cracks and breaks, but the walls in the house start to warm up, and eventually they go up in flames too. And we see this. We still see this today from people that don't understand or never had it done before, that they're in deep, deep doo-doo, and it is very expensive to try and get rid of that. This is some of the stuff, some of the stuff my camera catches. I couldn't have done this 10 years ago. All we had was a flashlight. You really couldn't see what was going on. In this picture up here, this is an apartment complex. What I'm looking at is a neighbor's flue. The separation is so severe that it's completely torn apart. And over in there are some defects in the metal that have happened. And we're starting to find more and more of this. This is what we're replacing a lot of because of hail. But when they start getting a dip in, they rust out. These are a common replacement because most of these chimneys are 20 to 30 years old and they're in need of repair. Isn't that cute? This is what we do when we rebuild a chimney that needs a concrete cap on top called the crown. Me and my fat finger. Liquid nails, honestly, is not a repair product for fireplaces. And I have peeled out probably tons of it out of fireplaces. No, you do not use liquid nails. The more appropriate way is to use refractory cement. So this is Dr. Soot today. We're certified national chimney sweeps, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, members of the National Guild, and I held a contractor's license at Pikes Peak Regional Building Department. And other than that, boys and girls, it's still a job, but it's one I love. Thank you.